Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Danny Weems Show, presented by Starne's Barber, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Green Lady Husky softball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Danny Weems. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Doing good, Tyler. Got a full week ahead of us here.
Yes, you do. You have a full week ahead. Had a full week last week also with 4 games the previous week, and then 4 games to talk about this upcoming week. We'll start with last Monday, I believe, whenever you took on West Green, and then go throughout the week. So I know on Sunday had a loss to West Green, turned around on Monday, played them on back-to-back days, and corrected that with a big win over the Lady Buffaloes. How did that feel?
Yeah, well, it felt good. Anytime you win, kind of game feels good. We played really good down there. So here at the end of the season, that's what I guess is really important. And we did. West Green beat us there in the Tiny Day tournament and bracket play. They outplayed us. And then we come back Monday and had an opportunity to go down there and see what we could do. And we played really well down there. All of our girls seemed to hit the ball well and got good pitching. And, you know, it's just one of those games where things went our way. You know, give our girls credit, though. I think they were up to the task and focused and really went down there and played well.
Follow that up with a big win over Unaka, too. I know we had talked about how you hadn't played many conference games up to this point because it seemed like every time you had a district date, the rain hit or something happened.
Yeah.
And you got one in with Unaka, picked up a big win over them, too, and that improved your conference record to 2-1. How great did that feel?
Yeah, well, it feels good. That was at Unaka, so anytime you can go on the road in a conference and win, it's a big day. If you can do it at Unaka, it's an extra big day, I guess, because you don't win much at Unaka. They're a good team. I think we jumped out on them 1-0, scored there in the first inning. Then the game went a lot of goose eggs on the scoreboard after that. Maybe down up to the 5th inning, I think we may have scored 3, maybe the 4th or 5th, somewhere in the middle of the game there. Went up 4-0. Then they battled back, of course. They responded, and they scored 4 and tied the game up. And we went into the 7th inning, I think, 4-4. And we had the top of the lineup up, and our girls really responded at that point. I think the first 5 in our batting order scored in the 7th inning, you know, and hit the ball well. And I think they helped us out a little too. Made a couple miscues, and we made them pay for it. You know, it was one of those games where could have went either way. We had the right people batting in the lineup there in the 7th inning, and they came through for us and got hits, and we put together a good inning there. Went up 9-4, and then the bottom of the inning we closed the game out. So good win for us.
And then follow that up with 2 hard-fought losses against Greenville and Hancock County. Those were 2 games, as you just mentioned, that the Unaka game could have went either way. Those games could have also. The Greenville game, I know, got away late, and then the Hancock County game, just a 1-run margin. Talk about those games in full and talk about kind of what went wrong in those.
Yeah, well, Greenville came out, and, you know, we play Greenville. They're always really good. Got good athletes there, and they're a good team, especially, you know, they hit the ball as well as anyone around. I think so. I think people that know recognize that, and so kind of knew going into the game we'd have to score a few runs, and sometimes that's hard for us to do.
Yeah.
But led off the game there, Kyla Jobe hits a solo home run to lead off the game. Really good player. Of course, she's committed to the University of Tennessee. Have to be special to do that, you know, and she certainly is a special player. Then I think the 2nd inning, we get down. For them, they roll the lineup and get down, I think, to the bottom of the lineup, and a hitter, I believe, gets on. We make an error on the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Hits a pop up to us, we miss it, and then we get Kyla Jobe comes up again, 2 runners on. We should be out of the inning at that point, but then she hits another one in the trees. So we're down 4-0 after 2 innings. So we kind of put ourselves in a little hole there in the Greenville game, but our girls, credit to them, they battled back, chipped away. We took some extra chances doing some things that maybe are not softball-wise things to do, but in order to score runs, we have to do those kinds of things, and played a little small ball, and, you know, they kicked it around for us a little bit on defense, so they helped us out a little bit. And we actually, I think we went down 4-3. They were leading 4-3, maybe after the 3rd inning, something like that. Then we got a couple more runs, an inning or 2 later, I believe maybe the 5th inning. We got a couple more runs and actually took a 5-4 lead there. After 5, we were leading the game. But then Greenville responded the way they should, and they scored last 2 innings of the game. They scored 10 runs against us, so the score was pretty lopsided at the end. But I thought our girls really competed well. And
it was a competitive game.
It was. It is a better game than what the final
Yeah.
score indicated. Our girls competed, and kind of that was the message after the game is, that's a really good team that we just played, and they hit the ball as well as anybody. We won't even see anybody in the state tournament if we were so lucky to get there that would hit the ball better than Greenville. They're that. I think they're at that level of a hitting team. They're really good. So didn't feel, even though the score was lopsided, thought we had some encouraging things happen in that game. Then Hancock County Friday, we go over to Hancock County, and again, I've talked about it. Hancock County's a good team. They've split with Cosby. I think their record now, after beating us, I think is 11-2. So they're a good little single A softball team, and we knew that going over there. Knew they would hit the ball and put the ball in play and put pressure on us. We were just hoping that we could do the same. Conditions weren't real good at the start of the game. It was raining, but both teams play in it, so
Yeah.
that's certainly not an excuse.
It's not an advantage here or there.
It's not. But we didn't handle it, I didn't think, really well. But it's conditions you got to play in. So back and forth game. Neither team got much separation in the game, and I think they scored. I believe they scored one in the bottom of the seventh. No, that's not right. They scored one in the bottom of the sixth to take the lead. Top of the seventh, they shut us out there, and I think we got a runner on base, but we couldn't get her in. But, maybe a regional game for us here in the postseason. We hope we get to that level of postseason play, and certainly if we do, we think we got a chance against them. Come out of that game, we know we can play with them. And certainly they have some confidence over us now. So we'd like to see that matchup. If it happens, we'll go play, see what happens.
Good week overall for you, because with the wins over West Green and Unaka, the Unaka game, of course, is a big district win on the road. And then with the Hancock County and Greenville losses, like you just said, you playing with Greenville, that's one of the best teams you might see all year and the best hitting team. And then Hancock County, a potential regional opponent down the line. So it shows that you can play with probably the best hitting team that you'll see all year, and maybe a team that you'll see in an elimination game down the road too in tournament play.
Yeah, it does. For us, we're not going to score a ton of runs. We have to play a clean game. We have to play good defensively and make most of the plays, not give the other team extra outs. And if we can do that, I think our pitching has been good enough to win games for us. They've kept us in games, and even against good teams, they've kept us in most games. And, if we scratch across a few runs here and there, if we can limit the mistakes and get most of the routine outs, then I like our chances winning those games.
And if you look at the games that you played this week with the pitching, you had 4 games where I think if you take out those last 2 innings against Greenville, you allowed 15 runs in 4 games across all those innings. And, that's pretty good when you average that out.
It is, yeah. Our girls, Maddie Phillips and Hannah Brooks, been doing the majority of the pitching. We've also pitched Cadence Marshall a little bit just to, as our primary pitchers there. But they've done a good job. Neither were experienced really at the high school level until this year, so they've done really well. Maybe might even go as say they've exceeded expectations a little bit. Hannah coming in as a freshman, she's pitched really good, had some good games for us, and Maddie, she's hasn't pitched a lot, especially at the high school level, so she's doing a good job as well.
And then going forward now, you've got 4 games again this week. Another big week for you, as 3 of those 4 district games that will really shape up how the district tournament is next week that we'll come in here and talk about. But before we discuss that too much, we need to go ahead and cut into a break. So we'll go ahead and discuss that in just a minute, but we need to get a word from our sponsors in first. So we'll be right back in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of Northern Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was in Barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Greene Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts, the Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Danny Weems Show, presented by Starne's Barbershop, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Greene Lady Husky softball team. As always, I'm joined here with head ball coach Danny Weems. We didn't mention it in the first half, but we got good weather again today.
Good weather. We're on a streak here.
It's about time.
Let's keep it rolling.
I agree. Let's hope we have good weather all throughout the week, because it's your last week of the regular season now. Not much room for postponements, and we looked at it during the break, and it looks like you've got good weather throughout the week that you'll be able to get all these games in. You got some very important games, yes, knock on wood. You got some very important games throughout the week also, with a game each against the 3 district opponents in Unaka, Cloudland, and University High, and then you've got one last non-conference game against Greenville. So take me through those 4 games on those 4 dates and how you expect the next 4 days to go.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Our conference is down to 4 teams now, with us, Unaka, University High, and Cloudland. So we're here at the very last of the season, and we got half of our conference games to play yet. So it's kind of weird when you think of it that way. But yeah, this is a big week for us, and we got University High today. Then we go, actually we host Unaka on Wednesday, makeup game. That's the reason it's on Wednesday. And then we go to Cloudland. It's also a makeup game, I believe, on Thursday. So a lot to play for yet in our conference. By the time this comes out, I guess, and is published, it'll all be settled. But other big conference games too. I know Cloudland and Unaka play. I believe they play tomorrow. We'll be at Greenville tomorrow playing, but Cloudland and Unaka play each other. So our conference, Cloudland right now is leading. They're an undefeated team, and but it's still not settled. There's still much to play for us. So big game at University High today. We go up there, play at Carnegie Park. I played some travel there, if you call it travel, or tournament softball in the summer, but I've never played a high school game there, so that'll be an interesting venue for us in Johnson City. It's there between Watauga and Unaka streets. So look forward to going up there, and hopefully we play well. We need to go up there and pick up a win to keep our position in the conference where we want it to be, and then go to Greenville tomorrow. I think it's senior day for Greenville, senior night for their players. A little bit of rain forecast. Hopefully we do get it in, for their sake. So hopefully we can go in there and be competitive again with Greenville. We'll go and give it our best shot, see how it turns out. Greenville, they've got a good team. We've already talked about it on the first half, so kind of know what to expect there. Hopefully we can show up and make it respectable, and be nice to sneak out a little win on senior night there. But anyway, then we go Unaka here at North Greene. Need to play well. Big, important game for us. Hopefully we'll have a decent crowd here at 4:30. Support us. Unaka's good. That's an important game too. Then we hopefully we come out of that game and we go up to Cloudland for first place on the line. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
Big game Thursday.
I'm hoping that's what it turns out to be. A lot to be played before then, but hopefully we can go up to Cloudland and kind of be a all hands on deck there, and winner take all. They beat us by 2 runs here. We would have, if that's the case, if they're still undefeated and we have their 1 loss, then we would have to beat them by 3 or more runs to win the district title. Hopefully it means that much when we go up there on Thursday. That's what we're hoping for.
It's kind of cool how it could all come down to that at the end of the season, because that's something that you never really have, is a season finale like that during the regular season. That means so much, because usually your conference finishes maybe a week beforehand, because you don't really necessarily like to have those games so close to the end of the regular season date. But man, as we talked about, with those first 3 weeks of spring that we sat down, it was crazy with the different postponements and cancellations. Yeah. But it's cool that you get to the end of the regular season like this and you have a game that could potentially mean so much on the final day of the year.
It does, and first place in our conference, I think, is kind of a big deal, because first place gets matched up against fourth place. Then, of course, second and third play each other. So there's not much difference between second and third because of that, but there's a big difference between second and first. So we'd certainly like to win the district title, conference title. If we do, that'd be great. If we don't, we still got something to play for either way. And our tournament's going to be at Unaka, I think, and we're going to meet Wednesday of this week. So by the time this is published, we'll know all this. But right now, we don't really know the days or exactly the schedule. I think it'll start on Monday of next week is when our district tournament will start. It is a double elimination tournament. We have to get it complete, by the end of the week. So we'll have to push forward and look at the weather and make sure we can get it all in, double elimination tournament in that 1 week. So
hopefully the next time we sit down a week from now, you'll have the 1 seed. Let's go for an undefeated week.
That'd be great.
That'd be ideal.
That'd be quite the accomplishment.
Yes, it would.
That'd be maybe overachieving, but hey, we'll shoot for that.
Hey, you always shoot for the best, though. 4 wins, I think, is the best scenario in this case.
It is.
Well, Coach, I think that's all we've got. Hopefully we do get to sit down next week and talk about 4 wins, knock on wood. Hope I didn't jinx anything there. But at the minimum, win those 3 conference games, get that number 1 seed, and we'll be happy talking about that next week.
Yeah, we just want to go out and play well. Let the chips fall where they will.
Absolutely. But, Coach, that's all I've got for you this week. Appreciate you once again for sitting down with me.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Danny Weems Show, presented by Starne's Barbershop. Look forward to seeing y'all next time here on Grassroots Media.